Alright, well, here we are, guys. Welcome to the channel. I have found the new tower defense game that I'm playing quite a bit of, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not a tower defense guy, but I can see myself becoming one because of this game. So, just like the way it works, it's a regular tower defense game where you have to protect your fortress, but it levels up. So right now I'm going to try to beat a tier 3. I just beat a tier 2. I'm going to try to beat a tier 3, and I'm going to take just a random... There's 3 different maps. I'll pick random, and of the commanders that I've unlocked, I'm going to pick random also. So this is my first attempt at a 3. So try not to laugh too hard. So, needless to say, this is my home base that I've got to protect. Miradors gain plus 20% damage, gain 5 Miradors, or I can get 8 weapons. So I'm going to get 8 weapons on my HQ, and I'm going to let the first wave go and see how we do without any other towers. Oh yeah, also, we have infantry that rolls out for us every round. Alright, each building adjacent to at least one other gains 5%. Infantry, hunter supply. There are no towers to take. Let's take this. Plus 50%. 50 supply. I'll just take the 100. What is this guy? Buildings that are adjacent to at least one Mirador gain 15 damage. Start with 5 Miradors. Okay. Okay, so let's... Miradors are these guys, by the way. Let's take this guy and put him here. Give him a little elevation. See how he does. So on this is how we upgrade most things. This is recon, which helps us with our scouting. We get scout towers. We'll be offered scout towers every once in a while, and we can buy them and upgrade them with our recon. This is tech, and you only get a set amount every turn. So you have to be careful how you spend it. Some positions use tech for upgrades. They're mostly available in the HQs, from what I've found, just in my limited playthrough. So these are the different battlefronts that I have. And right now I have only 3 entry points. So the enemies are going to be divided equally among those 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I want to do is kind of keep them equidistant from each other, to make sure that not one area is overwhelmed. So like this guy's going to come from here, this guy's going to come over here, this guy's going to come this way. So you have to kind of balance where you're being attacked from, and you also don't want them to be the same distance, because then everything's going to hit the HQ at the same time. So I'm going to try to, next one, I'm going to try to either get this one out or this one out, and then that way I'll have a 1, a 2, and then a 3. So if you see what I'm doing there, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that'll just depend on the tile that we get next. You never know. I haven't figured out if you know when you're going to be getting the tiles or if it's just random. So the next thing I'm going to do, let's grab, let's see, I can get put one more tower down. Buildings, what is it? Buildings that are next to Miradors gain 50% damage. All right, so let's do this. So let's put another Mirador here. And then that leaves this, and all of this open for another tower to get that 50% bonus from that Mirador. I don't play the game fast. I let it go slow. I let it watch the games, figure out what I'm taking a little bit of damage, which isn't a big deal. You can see my damage up here. 1987 of 2000. So here's the scout hideout I was talking about. And I'll get 300 supplies. So let's take that. Now, I need to figure a way to get my recon up. So, nothing there. So, and every once in a while, a neutral building will pop up on a new tile that you get. And sometimes they offer, like, resources that you can use to add to your supplies. So, we have 459. Next turn, we'll get 100. Here we have 25, and we'll get nothing. So, we're kind of stuck at this number until we get more. Okay, let's... I love the Puma positions. Let's go to Puma and put it here. Now he should get that 15% bonus. Yep, Imperial Supervision. Imperial Supervision, and that's his active mod that he gets. So you can check each of the different weapons that you have and what mods they have running, and also what weapons they're using just by hovering over them or clicking on them. And then you can also see their range. You can see the bonuses that they get from their range. Another infantry right there. We're only getting 5 every turn. But they come out every 10 seconds. Alright, let's see. Rate of fire for that guy. +5 discovery for Battlefront. Discovery, more chances to discover neutral buildings. Yes, that's not a bad thing. What do we want here? I'm a fan of the Claymore. Okay, so here, so I could go 1, leave this at 1, and then put this here, or put this here. So let's go 1, 2, 3. So now, if they make it to our HQ, we should have a bit of a balanced attack. This will go first, this will go second, this should go third. But now we have 4 entrances to contend with. So the troops are going to be spread among all 4. That's how that works. All right, what do we want to do here? Let's get... let's get another Mirador down up here. And that is more than anything, just so I can start putting other towers on the heights around it to get that bonus for the damage. You want to start early putting in your buffs so that you can get through the different levels fast enough, but to make sure that your base isn't getting attacked, or so that you have time to come up with a counterattack. Okay, so here's +25 we could take. Plus 10% damage, rate of fire, and reload speed for the Puma position that I have. Or I could get a Bastion and a Sturdy Bunker and have that ready to go. I really need to start getting some recon. But I do like buffing the positions that I have. And I have some towers that I still have to get through, so I'm not going to keep adding on to that. Let's put a thing on that and get some discovery going. I really need to start getting some supply and recon coming in every wave. Okay, not bad. So HQ gains 100 hit points each time you place a building. Not really worried about that. I am going to grab this, though, so I can get a Durandal. Durandal, however you pronounce it. Alright, new threats. So you can check up here to see what threats are coming. So these guys are coming now. And then these guys are coming on wave 10. And then wave 20, wave 30, and then the final wave is wave 32. So the wave numbers go up. It starts at 25. Wave 2 gets, or difficulty 2 gets to 28. And this is 3, which goes up to 32. So you got to be able to kind of keep up with the Joneses, if you will. I'm going to put this one out here. Okay, there's our first neutral building. All buildings gain 10% damage against air units. So I'm going to... let's do one of our Miradors out here. I don't even know if any air units... Yep, there's some air units right there, so hopefully our guy will attack those. And me too. Our HQ's doing some serious damage. Look at that. Light them up. Okay, we've got to get our production up. Gain 1 blueprint upon discovering damage. Next wave on reroll, gain 75 supply. That might not be a bad thing, but we'll at this point only be able to reroll once. I think a reroll is 25 recon, and that's all we're getting. So I'm going to take this, just so we get whatever wave we discover a new building, we'll get that damage bonus the next round. And we're still not getting... we got to start getting some supply and recon incoming so we can start building ourselves up. I really want to get a Durandal. Or a Durandal. HQ doesn't get that buff too. Wow. Okay. All right, that's good to know. I didn't know that because it's next to a Mirandor, whatever. Well, you have only one werewolf position plus 10. Okay, so there's our first buff for recon. But I think I'm going to take this one just to get us some recon. All right, we got a little turny guy here. Let's go. I don't want to turn him in because then they spawn here, and a flyer one, if I were to put this here, an air unit would be able to go straight this way. Not too worried about that right now, but later on in the game, of course I could build out from it, but I'm still not going to build anything right there. I just don't want a direct access so close to my HQ. I mean, if I put that there, it's only one block away, well, 1.5, but you get the point. So let's upgrade this guy. Let's get some damage and more damage. So now this guy is shooting 10%, 20%, 50%, 75%. So now this guy is doubling 75, 85, 95, plus 15. So he's 105% over his base, plus another 10% against air units. So he's basically doing double damage. And because he's one of my first and so close to my thing here, I'm going to give him this. I'm going to use 2 of my tech, and I'm going to put 2 in here. He's going to get 3 range and another 100% damage. So now this guy will move out to here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now he's covering a lot more turf. He's even coming over here if we need it. So let's send the next wave warrior 9. Right on. All right, this is a wicked cannon, but I really need that supply. So I'm going to take just the 400 supply that we'll be able to get just a one-off, but we'll take it. And then I'm going to put it, this guy, this is a great gun, does a lot of damage. The upgrades to it are fantastic. It's good to have in a central location because it's got a fairly decent, you can see radius of fire, and it's pretty powerful. So I'm going to put it here. It'll get the buff from this. We'll check it. There it is. And I'm going to put some money into it. So this one gets +1 range, 2 if adjacent to a neutral building, which it's not. This one gives us 75% damage, but HQ is reduced by 15%, which we don't want. So as much as that damage is nice, I can make up for it down here. I don't want to hurt my HQ at all. So let's add add 1 range, and then if I wanted to, which I think I will, I'm going to put 2 more of my tech into this guy because this is going to be an essential piece of my defense. So let's add 225% damage. It'll add a target, but I'll lose 2 range, which I'm not overly concerned about because it's going to do enough damage. It'll lose all the yellow. It'll do enough damage to the dudes that are coming in the blue, which is enough for it to have enough time to do some damage. And then the next one's 200 plus damage, plus 2 targets, 75% rate of fire, 50% reload speed, or 75% damage, plus 2 targets, and a 50% explosion size. So it won't increase my range at all, but I have a couple different options here as far as how I want to do. If I want to save up, which at this point I'm probably not going to, I'm going to get a little more explosion and a little more damage comparatively at savings of more than 25% of what this guy is. So this would be great if it were a late game and you had a lot of money coming in. Fantastic, because you're going to need all that stuff for the end game. But early on, you want to kind of save money and kind of look towards the future. So these guys coming out up here have shields on them. I don't have a shield weapon, but they will take ballistic damage. So you've got 3 of us running down. These guys right here are hidden, they're close. And only buildings that have a little green dot on them are able to hit it. Now if I had a barricade, we'll convert that guy. Oh, my infantry took care of him. Okay, let's platform is not a bad thing. I rarely use them. I'm not going to say that I don't use them. I rarely use them, but I'm going to build up my Mirador's efficiency, get a little more damage for them,
Now I've got another thing coming in here. Let's take this here, and we'll make this a T out here. So we'll be having 1, 2, 3 pathways coming in here, one here, and one here. And we're doing okay. We're actually hanging in. Officers' quarters. Let's take a look and see what they do. You can access the codex here, and it shows you all the things you've unlocked. This is everything that I've unlocked in this game so far. I've been playing it quite a bit. I'll bet you I'm probably 30, 40 hours in, and there is still a ton of stuff that I have to find. Different weapons, frontier mode, which I haven't even touched because I haven't beat 4 yet, but all these different building doctrines, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. These are all the buffs that we're getting. Here is all the buildings. I still have 17 different buildings to find. And then there's different enemies to find out, and then there's different commanders that you unlock. I think you only start off with 2 commanders. So these are all the commanders I've unlocked, just depending on different conditions. So what was I doing? Oh, I was going to look for whatever that building's called. Not that, this guy. Officers' quarters. Okay, so we can up our recon production. Yeah, I kind of like this. I think I'm going to grab it, if for nothing else, just to get that recon production so I can start putting down some scout towers. So let's get this guy. And let's just kind of put him out of the way because he doesn't really need to be doing anything. So let's throw him there. And we need 250 for this guy. So that's kind of where we're going. That's what we're saving up for right now. Alright, here's some invisibles that we need to take care of. This guy's going to hit that. This guy's the only guy that's going to be able to take that. Hopefully we get some more infantry that'll come out. Still gonna knock him out. Oh, okay, good. Oh, perfect. Alright, not bad. Okay, so we can get 1 advanced Mirador. And again, buff our Mirador efficiency right now. We can get a warwolf, and 150 supply, which, because our production really isn't kicking it yet, we should probably take that. So let's take that. That gets us another 150 on top of what we're earning. You also get supply, I didn't mention. You also get supply for each of the different beasties that you kill. So, not a bad thing. And I wanted to put that into here so we can start getting recon. Gain 1 blueprint among 3. I'm going to save up and get the field medic. It adds hit points to the infantry, and you get an extra guy running on the field. So these are all the towers that I have that I don't have the supply yet to place. So we're on wave 1232. We're a little over the third of the way through it, and we need to start getting some supply. Alright, so I don't have... Not awful. We're doing right. That hurt. We need to get some repair going. Should have enough for a scout tower, which is what we want. Let's get... I need a scout hideout. But I also need supply. Because I already have enough guys that need to be placed. Let's I want to put this. I'm going to put this out here because they had some uglies coming in that way last time. So let's put this guy here. That'll help out here. I'm not too worried about this. We could place a warwolf. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's put a warwolf down. Why not? Okay, so if I put him up there, it's not a bad spot. Here would be better because now he's going to cover all 3 of the different. So he's going to be able to hit down here, over here, and then pick up towards the end over here because this is our longest one. So he should be able to help take out stuff over here. So this will finish before this, and then be able to pick up at the end over there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, it's spaced pretty good. I've got it set to where I'm happy with it. Got him. All right. Infantry for the win. Buildings adjacent to a neutral building gain plus 15% damage. That's good. I'll take that. And we'll get 300 supply. Again, I have enough buildings to put down. Right now, my issue is needing supply. So, 10% damage against air units. So if I were to put another guy right here, I would get the 15% damage buff for the local collaboration, and then I would also get the 10% buff towards air units. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to put a claymore down, which is a 3-tier weapon. So you can have really versatile. You can have 3 different 1, 2, and 3 different weapons that you can kind of roll onto this one weapon. And it's also getting the 15% buff from that. And then what else was I saying? Oh, and the 10% damage against air units there. But yeah, so you can see I could add an anti-air weapon, or I could add a shield break. So at this point, what I'm probably going to do is add a shield break. I only need 3 supply for it. So after we kill 1 or 2 baddies on this round, I'll be able to plop that down, because shield guys are coming over here, and I want to make sure that I'm covered on that side, because it's such a short side. So I want to start building this guy out to make sure we're good to go. So as soon as it lights up, I'm going to place it. So now we have a second gun here. No shield guys over here yet, but he's still going to fire on different beasties that come out. We're doing okay up here. We've got 2 guys left. We have 1, 2, 3 towers that can take them on. Remember, the glowing green light is going to be able to help with those guys. Okay, so minus 10% cost for this. I gain 1 advanced Mirador if I choose that. I could go 300 supply and a sturdy bunker. These are good to partner up together. They get link buffs for being next to each other. They get added bonuses. I think it's strictly damage, but nevertheless, it's a pretty strong little bunker for a 200 supply unit. Or I could get another scout hideout and a claymore defense, but scouts use recon, and I don't have a lot right now, so I'm not going to necessarily worry about that. So we're going to take this one. We're going to go for some supply, and we're going to get a sturdy bunker. And I think at the same time, oh, okay, we got to place a doodad here. Let's, oh, it's a crossroad too. Oh, okay. All right, let's put him here. Or should I put him out? Let's put him out here. Oh boy, got a lot of raised land out there. That's a good thing. Okay, so I want to start building out around this now, because I've got some nice high positions out here. So I might just kind of leave this and see what happens. Maybe if I get like just a corner, I could close that off. But I definitely want to start building out here, and I want to start expanding this way. Maybe even to the point leaving these where they're at, because we still have 17 waves to go. Maybe put another 1 or 2 on each of the end of these, but really focus on building this out here, just because of the height advantage that all my towers will get here, and even into here. I mean, this is a really, really nice position. So based on that, we only have 581 supply. Let's do this. I also want, okay, so I want them to be near a Mirador, yeah, so we can get that bonus. So let's put this guy here, click on him, and he'll get the 15%. And then we'll do it again with this guy and put him here, and he will also get the 15% damage. Plus we have 10% damage against air units. Okay, well, so I didn't realize, I guess I was thinking it needed to be adjacent, but it didn't. But that's a fine position for that anyway. So, okay, so I've got 2, shit, they're not next to themselves. Ugh, they're not attached, darn it. So, okay, a little oversight there, but I'll show you what I was talking about. The short range comlink for each adjacent sturdy bunker, 50% damage and rate of fire. So they fire faster and they fire stronger. So if I get another one, I might consider putting it right there. But that was just oversight on my part. I wasn't paying attention. However, still getting the 15% from here, so not going to whine about it too much. All right, let's send the next wave. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can buff anything. So I could get 25 reload speed and another defender here. What about finder? No, I'm still trying to save up for that. That's a long ways down the road. Warwolf. Got the, oh, I need the heavy shells. So 270. So 90 gets me heavy shells there. All right, let's see what happens here. Where are we here? Get another 4.
more. All right, doing good. All right. Okay, so here's that sturdy bunker I was talking about, but I could also get some recon and some supplies. So let's take that, and then we can start buffing our different guys. So our infantry would get 25 hit points and 1 field medic per charge, which would be another person. Or we can gain 1 blueprint 3 times, which I'm not really in the need of buildings. I'm more still in the need of gaining supply. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record. Okay, so we can, let's put, you know what, let's get this guy, let's give him damage since we have a scout tower right next to him. He doesn't need to have the green on. And then we'll get him another weapon. Could finish it out, 50% rate of fire, another weapon. Or, so this guy would be the same. Let's get him another. And then for 350, adjacent to HQ, which this one is, HQ gains 30% hit points, plus 15% damage, and 5% repair, which we need repair. So I think I'm going to save up for this. I'm only one piece of supply away from it. And then I'm going to click on that, and that's going to get us some nice buffs around the base. So let's do that. Let's send it. As soon as that lights up, I'm going to take it. So now all of our base weapons are going to be doing a significant amount more damage. Okay, this side's done. Looks like we're going to be able to take care of this side. Nice. All right. So we get 8 here, so we should be able to get another scout tower if one should pop up. Okay, light mortars I'm not really a fan of because they are so light. Minus 10% cost for claymores. Or I could get another Mirador and another 25 recon. I'm pretty sure I have another claymore, so that 10% cost would be helpful. And it would give me 25 recon. Let's take it. Okay, so we got new threats. We're on wave 17. Actually, they're not coming till wave 20, but we do get an advance warning. Why, I don't know, but I'll take it. Okay, and let's put this guy out here. There's a building. Minus 50% upgrade cost for adjacent buildings. That'd be nice if it weren't so far out. Remember, I want to build up around here. I don't want to go too far out that way. Speaking of which, I wonder if I should go ahead and throw this guy down up here. And just have them start cranking out fire on what's up here and kind of weakening them. So by the time they get down here, they're pretty worn down. Let's do that and see how it works. Yeah, he's already going to work. He's already got that shields down. Okay, not bad. He's doing work. We're taking a hit down here, though. We need our infantry to come out this way. We gotta take these guys out. We could be in trouble. There we go. Alright, 7,000. We're good. Okay, a little dicey, but we'll take it. Alright, well, you have only one Durandal. All buildings get 10. We do, but that's not gonna stick that way forever. This gives us 10. We only have 1, so I'm not gonna do that. This is not a bad weapon, but it's not anything I want to put out so early. The footprint of it is 2x2, so it's good, not great, but I do like the supply. So let's take the supply and we'll get this guy, and we'll just save him. He costs 900. Like I said, he's not awful, but we only have one of these guys left. So if we were to put this here, that would give him this buff. And then we could put a Durandal here next round. And then we'd have a lot of firepower happening out here. So why don't we do that? Let's do anti-air for him. and we'll get him extra damage. And then I'm going to put 2 into him because I still have 6. So I'm going to put 2 into him. That'll increase his range and his damage. So this guy's buffed all the way out. Plus he's getting an additional 15% from the Mirador. The Mirador, I'm going to make early detection because they are coming out. So we'll make that the little greeny guy. And let's send it, see what happens. Pretty happy with what I got going on down here. Alright, not bad. Take that. Doing okay. These are all camo. Alright, our inventory came out and took them out. 1895. We're still standing okay. All buildings, plus 10% reload speed. That's not a bad thing, but it's only attached to a platform, and that's not enough to warrant me taking a platform that I'm probably not going to use at this point. These are big items that I'm not going to have the supply to upgrade enough or even place because I think the medium mortar is kind of expensive. So let's take the Puma and the Recon. All right, now here's this corner I was talking about. So I'm going to put this guy here. And the great thing about this placement is that it closes off this area, so there's not an open path for monsters to come. So now the closest these are going to be to combat in the beginning is here, 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 and here. So this closes this off. This will really help spread out. So now everything that's close to here, the HQ and all these guys will be able to focus on 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then by the time these are done, these weapons should be available for whatever stragglers are left in the middle here. So again, just work towards building one out and keeping 1 or 2 a little shorter, not necessarily butt short, but you know, close-ish. I'm going to put my Duradol here, and that'll do a really good job of breaking up some defenses early, or some attacking early, weakening them at least for these guys. Infantry coming out. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Descent. Okay, Bastion is one of my favorite because it fires in all 4 directions. HQ gains 10 damage and HP. Ooh, that's a good one too. I need that. But we're going to take the Bastion and we're going to take the supply. Now, I need to remember where I had my repair. This. So we need to get here. I don't want another blueprint because I still have towers to build. So let's get the medic. And we're going to save up and we're going to get the underground train whenever we can. That'll give us 50% rate of fire per battle. 1 range per battlefront, which will be 3. So plus 3 range. And then the HQ gets 200% hit points and 15% repair. So we're going to double this to 52, and we'll start repairing it, which will be key going into the latter stages of the game. So 1110, we need, what, 270? So let's see if we can get it this round. I'm not going to spend anything right now because I want to get that repair taken care of. These guys are tough. They do serious damage if you don't take them out. Here's another one. Got him now. And then they split. Not nearly as dangerous as the big guys. Still took some hits though. Yeah, took 100. Okay, we're alright. We're alright. Did we get enough? We did. Okay, so let's get that. I want to make sure I get the 50% healing. Alright, so we doubled up to 6,600. That's a good thing. Our Warwolf cost goes down 10%, and we get 300 supply, so we're going to take that. That's the really tough part about this game is the RNG. Sometimes it really works in your favor, and you can have just stacks upon stacks of these different doctrines. that will buff your supply and your recon. But sometimes you have runs like this where you really have to struggle, and instead of picking different towers, you really have to purposefully buy your supply. Not a bad thing, just challenging. All right, let's stretch that out. Look at these towers, nice. Nice high defenses. Okay, let's see what we can do. I could put this guy here, which will give him a buff for being next to the Mirador. Yep. Okay, so we're going to take that, and I don't have enough to upgrade him. I need a scout tower to use some of this. Let's send it, see what happens. So we're fully charged, 6,600, and if we do get hit, we have repair. So it's kind of a load up on mine. I've got to go to third weapon over here. I completely forgot about that. These guys are tough. These balloon things. And they punch pretty hard. Looks like we're doing okay out here. Yeah, nice job. Okay, we're 11 away. So let's see, platforms. So I'm already kind of not even looking at those just because of the platforms, but I am going to take the 150 supply and the other Durndal. So that gives us 3 of these that we have to work with, and I still have a bastion that I can tag on somewhere. If we put the bastion here, it will hit everything because everything funnels to here. There's no entrances past this point. So this is really kind of the entryway, so we need to start building that up. So I'm going to put the bastion right there. And if anything gets past this, this guy will hit it this way, and then he'll also hit it this way. You can see his area. And I'm going to take the reload speed. It's double if it's 0. It's at 1, so it means it's 30% faster, which is fine. All right, still need a scout tower. Let's see what happens. 2 of these guys here. That's pretty close. They could be trouble. Oh, infantry took 1. Alright, we got the other one. These guys are just killing it right here. Got camo. 1, 2 firing on it. 2 balloons here. Should be okay, especially with the HP firing. Nice. Camo, but we got it covered. 1, 2, 3. Good deal. Plus we have our infantry that hits them. Okay, still not much going on. Light mortar, it's 100. It's not the greatest, I think. 10% cost, but I don't have any to place. But let's change that. Let's get one right here. Okay, this is just a flat square. This is really kind of lame. But what we could do is put it somewhere potentially useful for a bigger weapon that we get. Let's put this here, and if we do get a big weapon, we can fire down that way. Actually, I think I'm going to put it here, because we still got something to place right there. No, I'm going to put it over there. Oh, we got a neutral territory also. Or, yeah, neutral building. Okay, so let's see, what do we want to do? If we put this down here, it'll get that bonus. And really not covering a lot of turf, really only, what, a dozen or so squares? So that's what I'm saying, it's big and powerful, but the range on it isn't all that great. That's much better. This would probably be even more optimum. Yeah, if we were to do it. I'm going to take a look and see what escape, by the way, cancels any buildings that you had picked up. I might let's put this guy down. Just so I can add the link to it. And in the meantime, I'm going to build this guy up also. I'm going to put my last 2 on this guy. Or no, I still have 4. So we'll put 1 there, 2 there. Now he's built up. He's maxed out. So we're good there. And then I want to put my 3rd gun over here. And just because of those pink uglies, I'm going to put them as anti-air. And then we can do ammo reserve, which gives us 30 damage rate of fire and reload speed, 30% buff. Or we could add 2 range to it. Since we're not getting scout towers, 81, this really isn't a bad deal. I do like the added damage, but because I don't have a lot out here, I'm going to add range. And now that guy's buffed out. You can also see where your different upgrade levels are. So like this guy doesn't have an heroism because he's already buffed out. Same thing with this. But this guy has none, 0 upgrades. So I'm going to give him heavy shells, and now that changes to a 1. And I could also put my last 2 on there, but I'm going to save that. I just want to see what my other options are. And also, I need to get my last upgrade here. Well, I got a lot to do. All right, turn it off. You can also upgrade speed if you wanted to, but like I said, I like to play slow. So, poor you. I'm an old school gamer. I like taking my time and watching stuff. A warrior gamer. Camo. Got 1 firing on it, maybe 2 needs some help. Yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah, 18 inches come out. Took a little bit of a hit. We lost 600. Got more coming right here, but we should be good. We got 1, 2, 3. Plus our infantry. Covered. Good deal. Alright. I'm tempted to take this. Yeah, even plus the 10% damage rate of fire and reload speed for our Pumas. Not a bad deal. We could get another bunker and 300. But I'm going to take a sanction cannon. Constrained target zone, but deals a terrifying amount of damage in a wide area. So let's take that. And we can take a look at it. We need 1250, so let's take our time. We'll save our money here, save our supply, and we'll see what happens with that next time. And if we don't put it down, then we have all that extra supply that we can play with. Lots coming right here. I think I'm maybe going to need to start building up down here. But we are being all the way back up. We need to take these 2 out, and there's 2 over here. Claymore anti-air tanks big time here. We got some camo. Got 1. We got more coming. Really, once we get past this, we should be okay. Get there, get there, get there. Oh, need the infantry. Perfect timing. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so HQ gains 25% damage and rate of fire. Not bad. 10% damage rate. We only have 1, so right now this isn't all that useful. Each building adjacent to at least one other building gains plus 5% fire rate. Again, coupled with this, not really worth taking that. The advanced Mirador is nice, especially because of the buff, but I'm really liking this. Plus I get another Puma, which is really one of my favorite weapons. It's very versatile. You can really kind of change it into anti-air or just leave it as a high damage position. But the Immortal Fortress is selling me on this, especially coupled with that. So let's take that. All right, we're adding another tile. So let's put this big ugly here. That opens up both sides. Maybe corner, and we need to get corner going back this way. Or we could just leave that because we're doing okay. We keep spreading that out this way. This one being close, this one being close isn't such a big deal because if we think of this as our first intersection, you know, just like we did early on, we're thinking, you know, this is our 1, 2. Remember we were counting early on? This, if we count from here, we've got 1, 2 entrances there that are 1 away from our weapons. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So at the 3 position, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the 1 position, we've got 2. So this should at least get weakened enough so that we can really start focusing on the 5 back here. And by the time what's left here gets here, they should be gone. So then once the 5s start passing through this, we'll be able to take them out. My big concern is the pink balloons that are coming down here. That's really the only thing that I'm worried about. So let's put this guy here. I want to see what this... See, look at that firing range. So if I put this guy here, he's going to be hitting all of that, and then when we get that closed in, he'll be doing some damage on that. Or we could aim it this way. And he would be helping out with that alley right there, which is really only 1, 2 tiles here. He's taking out, right now he's only doing 1. Unless I put it there. and he's got 1 plus a few pieces out here. And then I'm going to fill that gap in. I think I'm going to take that position right there. Now let's see what we can upgrade. Targets are slowed, so any target that gets hit will slow everybody down there. 20% damage and reload, double if adjacent to a mirror door. So we could even put a mirror door back. Oh, I don't have a mirror door. And it costs recon. I don't have a mirror door. Let's just do that and make it slow. Per adjacent building, plus 20% damage per battlefront. So that would be another 75% on top of this. I think I'm going to hold off on buffing this anymore. Just because I want to see what happens going forward and where I might need it, because we're only 7 waves away from the end. I'm going to put this guy here. Just because this is kind of a pinch point. And I'm going to make it shield break just because we need it. And I'm going to have the other one work on the packs of land. And then I'm going to give him damage. Okay, that uses all of our supplies, so we're okay. Really, the only place I'm worried about right now is here. And really, worry's kind of a strong word. I'm not overly concerned. We could add our little mortar guy, just single shell fire into here, just to kind of help out. And we can even buff him a little bit. Each wave gain 5%. 7 left, so we'll get an additional 35% if I pick that. But let's take the range, and that way he can cover this whole area here, all the way out to here. So that'd be good. A little bit, every little bit helps at this point. So now you see the fire. And I love that all the animations are different. I would really like to get another scout tower. Let's see what this guy does. Oh yeah. Oh, and slowing things. Gotta get these guys. Alright, mirror infantry. Come on, baby. Start buffing these guys out. Okay, we did okay. A medium mortar position. I'm going to take the recon and the supply. Minus 10% cost. I don't have any. And an ammo depot is nice. It puts out mines. It does a little bit of extra damage buffing towards the end, but you have to get through the first 2 of its upgrades, which I don't find very useful. That's maybe just personal taste. But anyway, I'm going to get the supply and I'm going to take the recon in the hopes that we will once again someday have a chance to get a scout tower. Okay, so let's take we can do shield break or detection. I think that's a big pulse cannon too. I'm going to take detection. It gives us 3 more weapons, and it's cheaper. And then we'll add 50% damage and reload speed, or we could add 12 like M2 protectors, which are more guns. But I think I'm going to take the damage and the reload speed. Just so this, just keep up a constant barrage of fire. And if we ever get anything, maybe I can put a Durandal back out here, or even my my last Puma. Okay, let's send it. See what happens. Oh, big fire! I love this cannon. Oh yeah, Bastion's pushing right now. Nothing's getting past this little section. How we doing down here? Okay, nothing here. 2 big W's. Gone. Nice job. We're looking good. Knock on wood. Yeah, nothing is getting past this area here. That upgrading that Bastion was key. Okay. Oh, 600. Nice. We could upgrade our Bastion. We could upgrade our things and get another Werewolf. Or we can get 600 supply. Let's do that because I've got some pieces down here that I definitely want to put in. And we got another zone expansion. So we could expand out this way. Or what are our other options? We could go this way. And remember, this was 5 and 5 here. We could trade in 2 5s for a 6, which could be useful. Just giving us a delayed wave, you know, a little bit later. Or we could even link this here. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, and we got a space here. When building adjacent to the classified site, gain 300 supply. So, that might not be a bad choice for us to put another Durandal here. But that's kind of out of the way. Not a lot of range. It would have to do a lot of damage right in here. And also, once I build back into here, if I ever get anything, if I get a corner piece, I could put it back in there, and then that would be helpful. We could also put it, escape to cancel that. We could put it out here, minus 3% upgrade cost for adjacent buildings. So we could put a Durandal out here, which would do a lot of help out here. I'm going to do that, and then we get cheaper upgrades. So let's add one range. I'm going to add damage, one more target, and 50% explosion, which will do more collateral damage. And then let's add that on there. So we used about half of our supply to fully upgrade that Durandal. And then we could put a Puma here. Not as much coverage though. I like the idea of putting another Durandal out there. Now, between this guy and this guy, we have Durandal coverage out here to weaken things before they even get to the Bastion. So that could be a really, really good, nice, strong position there. I'm going to give this guy my last 2 pieces of tech. Take away some range, but add some significant damage. And then we'll build it up. We'll get that cannon going. 5 rounds left. 5 waves left. Let's see if there's anything else that we can upgrade. Because I have 667 supply. Oh, I didn't even upgrade this guy yet. Payload. 167. Can I do anything with my mortar dude? I can. 1 detection, 50 damage. Adjacent buildings gain 10% damage, which at this point it's only the Mirador. Let's give him shrapnel. See what happens there. How's our scout tower doing? Oh, he's not even upgraded. Let's give him 2 weapons. 5 damage per neutral building, which is a good thing. Okay, we're good. 57 of 49, nothing left in tech. Send the wave. Shield, not bad. Camo, they should be covered. Okay, we're good down here. What's going on up here? Okay, they're getting past the back corner. Now they're coming into the really large jump point. Got infantry coming out. It should be good. Right on. This cannon, coupled with all of these Durandals, are really killing it. Frontline trenches, these are fun to look at. They're really not useful at all. But they're fun to look at. They take up, I think they're 3. Like a line of 3, so I would put it here, but it has to be on ground 0. So I would put it here, and it just looks like a big dug-in trench. I imagine if you have like a line of them, it would be really fun to watch, but I've never really messed with them enough to really figure out if they're worth it or not. So, yeah. All right, let's put a cannon here. Now, I will trade the Mirador bonus for this 50% bonus for the link with this guy. And I'm going to start putting some bigger weapons on these guys. I'm not really worried about air, so I'm going to give them Reaper cannons. And these are big guns for single targets. And then we'll kind of leave them. We're down to 24 and 57, so we really don't have that much left to put out. I think next I'm going to go ahead and save up 15. I'm going to try to get 4 more of these Durandal cannons, the big ones that I have out here, these guys. For 1,500, I can put 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would give us real security on our base. Right now, we got 4 waves to go. Let's send this wave and see what happens. Big guy. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, he hit me for 1,000. We gotta get rid of these guys too. Infantry going that way. We might be in trouble with this. 41. Okay, we're down to 41. We're okay. I need to put something else down here. I think we're good up here. We're pretty solid. Definitely need to beef up down there. Hey, there's a scout. Okay. plus 10% rate of fire and everything. This Omega emitter is really fun. Late in the game, though, I'm a little hesitant to get it. However, it's coupled with 300 supply. Oh, that's a tough one. I want a scout hideout, just so I can use this and add damage, rate of fire, and reload speed to the tune of 10% to each of my claymores. Let's take this. So that'll up our damage. There's the corner that we wanted. So now we get some more. Oh, I thought we got more coverage there. This should cover it. This has some coverage in that. Yeah, so this should be pretty well covered, even from the beginning. So 1150, what was I going to do? I'm going to put Dorndals on my towers here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we've got a pretty strong base. So in case anything does get close, we should at least be able to handle it. So let's put the scout tower out here. And that covers the entire area that's open here. So if nothing else, it'll detect and get a couple shots on any of the camo guys. Plus it's just an extra gun in general. So really, get down here, got a big ugly, and then we've got 2 floating balloons. Up here, we're still okay. Camo need to take care of the guy. Over. Oh, I need an infantry to come up there. We got rid of the balloons. Okay, we'll get down here, let's see what happens. Lots of balloons. Alright, back there, check it out. Okay, not bad, not bad. Not bad. Ugh, I'm getting nervous. Another bastion. During the next wave, all buildings gain +2 range for a bastion. Or I could take 300 supply and give 10 infantry hit points. I'm going to take that. Alright. That's all maxed out. This is not. I'm going to take that. Can't do anything with that. So these are all maxed out. That's maxed out. Maxed out. Put more on here. One range plus 200% damage. I think I'm going to take that. Just that damage number is nice and big. And then we'll give him another weapon. We still have 1,000 to go. Maxed out there. 300% damage. Plus 1 target. We'll take it. Only because it's here and I want to make sure that's covered. Now, how are we doing up here with everything? Not too bad. Targets are slowed for 1,800. I don't think I'm going to get there because we only have 2 rounds left to go. So let's take 100% damage in one range. So that'll help fire out here to weaken some stuff. So that guy's buffed out. We have 126 left. I think we're okay. He's maxed. These guys are pretty much maxed except for the last one. Might not be a bad idea to put 25% damage. That gives us another 75% damage with those shells. Why don't we go ahead and do that as soon as we can. 350. Do more fade on here. Look at these Dorndals just clearing out. Nothing in there. Alright, oh yeah. Wave 30 at 32. They didn't even hit HQ. Sweet. This is fun late game, but I don't have the supply to put it down and upgrade it. So I'm just going to stick with the basics and go with another sturdy bunker. Put it right in there and upgrade it. Let's get this guy out here. Nice high positions. I didn't even use them. I didn't really need to. I was built up enough back in here. Let's get another bunker and we'll put it here. Actually, if I put this guy up here, I get the buff from the... What the hell is that thing called? Mirador. And then I get the buff from the comms. And we'll put... I don't have enough for that. Let's go ahead and give it anti-air, just in case we get some pink balloons out this way. Okay, wave 31. Do some work on the camera down there. Wow, fast. Look at all that. Oh boy. You need to take them out. Took out most of them. Right on. Right on. All right. So we completely upgraded that, dude. We only have 6 left, though, so we're going to have 100. So that was our I think that was our last thing. So we'll take this because that'll give 10% damage and rate of fire and reload speed to our Durandals, and then we'll also do the same thing to our big cannon. And then that's it. This is 32 of 32. This will be the first time I've ever beat Wave 3 or Tier 3, so I'm pretty stoked. And I have a legitimate shot at it. I feel pretty good about the setup. Okay, so let's hit it. Send it. Last wave. Let's see if we can beat it. Got rid of it. Oh, we got the big tank. We got to get rid of it. Oh, we got rid of half damage. That knocked us way down. We can't take any more hits. That big ugly thing really did damage. Okay, now we just got to figure it out. Bastion doing some work. Big cannon doing some work. Some guys down. Look at these things. God. Doing all right. Let's get another word down. Just gonna put it down right there where I just need it. We got it. Yeah. Woohoo. Hey. All right. Unlocked level 4. Oof. That was really kind of fun. Oh, and endless mode. Final mobilization, +8 grenadier production, tier 3. Nice. Puma position expertise, +50% damage against air units. That's a nice one. Konig Mester Yevdoki. All buildings gain 10% damage per battlefront. All buildings 15% damage against shields. That's a nice one. Pretty good. And our HQ did the most damage, 419,000 points of damage. Next was Durandal, 267, and then our Puma's at 219. How did our big ugly thing do? Almost 100,000. That's pretty good. And there were only 4 neutral buildings. We found them all. Our little mortar did almost 10,000. This was really kind of weird because if you get enough of them and you get them buffed out pretty early, they can be pretty high up. I usually get these guys at least top 3 somewhere. I had only 1 Warwolf. That was kind of weird. I usually have more than that. Likewise for Bastion. And just that one did some damage. These guys were clutch early on. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you learned something. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm definitely going to be back, and we'll post another one. Looking at starting 4. I might try a couple more runs at 3 just to make sure that this one wasn't a fluke. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. If you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, looking forward to growing and looking forward to you being here with us. So leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about the video. Tell me what you didn't like. Maybe even message me about the mix and the audio, because this is the first time I played this game online and actually recorded it. So yeah, any feedback you might want to leave. But I appreciate it. Thanks. I'll catch you in the next one.